Good afternoon, everybody. Let's get this camera adjusted a little bit. And I'll just give everybody a minute to hop on here. Hello, Denise. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Just gonna grab my water if I remember where I put it. Here we go. The morning has just flown by. I feel like it's one of those weeks where I just blinked and it's Thursday. That's good. It is beautiful here today in Calgary. I have not been outside yet, but I am going out after and sitting on the deck after this live and maybe even picking my daughter up at school and relaxing in the sunshine. So we are looking at these honeybee stamps today. This is the card we're gonna make. It's really cute. And there's a lot you can do with this card. It's an actual large die cut. And you can cut the front off and you can have this as a piece on a front of an A2 card. And I've got one here that I kind of cut a few pieces and I thought I would just cut the front cake piece, and you can see when you cut it, it actually adds those little score lines. And there's lots you can do with the little pieces of cake. We're going to do some ink blending today, but you could also cut out any kind of patterns. I thought this pattern was kind of fun from the new Lawn Fawn all the dots paper pad. So I thought this one I might do that with and just put it on the front of the card. But you can definitely make a shaped card with it and it's very fun. You can also, there's the dies to cut out the cute little candles and even the little flame, which are very cute. And I cut these out with some of that mirror card from Tonic, and it die cuts really nicely. Hello, Lauren, and anyone else who's popped on. I don't always see all the names. So you can see it adds some score lines into what you cut out. So then you could go in and do some marker, do some glitter, or just leave it like that. But I thought these cut out from that mirror card was really great. So that's the Tonic mirror card. And then you can easily put them on top of your cake, however you would like them. Very cute. We're going to put a little bit of whipped cream on our cake today. So this one I'm going to set aside. And you've even got sprinkles, and there's the little whipped cream. Hello, Victoria. How are you doing? And then, so this is the birthday cake die set. And then this one is happy, happy, happy. So you've got all the stamps and then there's dies that go with it. And I'm not sure if the dies are in the shop, but if that's something you're looking for, then just send Sandy at scrapshotz.com an email if you're looking for the stamp set with the dies, and she can order the dies in. Hello, Vicky. So we're going to use some of those. I really love the scripty letters. And then they've got the great big happy. So I'm just going to show you some of these new things, and then we will make our card. We've got some of those Lucy's cards gems, which are very popular. This one is the Over the Rainbow, but there's several rainbow-like selections and mixes in the shop. So from the Honey Bee, I have some samples that Sandy actually took to Edmonton when she went. So this one here uses that happy die and stamp. So I stamped the outside in black, and then I stamped the inside with a color, and then die cut the whole thing out, and it adds a little bit of a shadow around it. And then these are really cute. It's called Balloon Arch. So you get the die cuts out these two arches, and then you can cut out the individual little bubbles, and you could cut them out from pattern paper or solid paper. I cut them out of white, and then I ink blended for a kind of a soft look, and then used Sending Lots of Happy. The background is one of those A Colorful Life stencils, and I use some Kitsch Flamingo oxide spray for my background. So there's the little circle that comes with it, and I cut that out of that mirror cardstock from Tonic. And that's really fun. I think you can use this for like any kind of congratulations or wedding or anniversary would be fun too. Then we have these adorable little bees, and there's a cover plate in here as well. That's really nice. So this one is the Lazy Daisy pierced A2 cover plate. So it is really, really pretty. You can see that stitching detail that it adds into the back. And then I just took a marker and added in some yellow centers to make it look like a daisy. And the little bees, I like how they coordinate. So you've got the queen bee, this is her there, and then we've got happy birthday and queen bee, and then the little bee on the flower. Thanks, Victoria. These were fun, really fun to play with. So this is the stamps, and the honeybee stamps always has these outline dies that match the stamps, which looks so fun when they cut out around the letters, so it gives you that bubble effect. And then the little bee is from the Sweet Honey Bee. So that's the whole flower section at the bottom, and then you've got these little bees, and this is cute for like baby cards as well. And I just drew in a stem and then popped this guy up on a little stem because I thought it would look strange if he was just floating on a flower, right? And then this was using that stamp set as well. And then again, I used that cover plate with the daisies. I just inked it in blue and then colored all these flowers. And that die that comes with that set cuts out the whole border. So there's the die that comes with that one. And then you get the words that cut out as well. So they're really cute, and I just popped this little guy up. This is just a die cut. I think maybe one of those Vicky Bouton ones that I've had for a while. And then this one, I really liked how this one turned out. This is the happy from that happy birthday, or the happy, happy, happy set. And all I did was take Distress Oxides, and I think that this one was like saltwater taffy, and when I had it on my stamp press, I inked up the whole thing with it, And then I cleaned it off and inked the bottom with, I believe, abandoned coral. And so you've got this ombre effect. And then same thing here. I did just two colors of Distress Oxide that are close together but a little bit different. And the background is a Colorful Life stencil. It's one of the paint. I can't remember exactly what it's called right now, but it looks like paint that you've painted the lines, and I think it looks really great. So I had just inked that up with like a rainbow of colors. And I hadn't planned it, but it actually worked out that these kind of match the colors in the background. So I thought that was pretty fun. So those honeybee stamps, those products are all new in the store. And then Sandy gave me these to show you guys. So this is new Mama Elephant that's just come in. Kelly, your Sun Chaser stamp is in the store. That's fun. Hello, Scrap Shots. So this one here is the Little Succulent Agenda. And I made this with a background of like a bunch of different sprays. And then I watercolored all these little guys. So this background is actually one of the Mama Elephant circle. I don't think it's in here. It's a little bit of an older one, but it was in the shop at one point. I think it might still be if it didn't sell out in Edmonton. I'm just having a look here. I don't have it right here. But it cuts the circles out. So I did this with watercolor paper, and all the little inserts that cut out, then I stamped all these little guys on them. So I didn't even use them all. There's so many on here. So if there's anything that you want, if you're looking to buy, either for anything that I'm showing, just mention that you want one, and Sandy will mark that down and get that put in your order. So these guys are all watercolored up, and I popped them up, and I think they are very cute. So we've got the Succulent Agenda and the coordinating dies. That goes with that. And if there's anything you need to see again, just let me know. This one here, so appreciated. So these sentiments, I think the thank you sentiments are always really great to have. And then again, they do the dies where it cuts out the bubbles around the letters. So you have that kind of outline effect. And these are all really great sentiments. And then you have some really smaller ones that you can coordinate with those as well. We have a unicorn's dream. This is really cute. So you have the rainbow and then the little unicorns and the clouds. And I always like using rainbows and clouds and coordinating those with other things. So they're nice to have on the stamp set and then be able to use them with your other stamps. So this one is a unicorn's dream. And look at this guy, he's so super cute. Then we have hot air balloon. Again, the clouds would look really great with this set or the rainbows. And these guys are cute. And then there's the dies there. So we've got the little elephant, we've got the fox, and these guys look like the other little guys that I forget the artist who does them, but they look like they're done by that artist. So you could have other little guys from other stamp sets sitting on the bottom and these guys floating in the sky. And I really love this little airplane. So cute. So that's hot air balloon. And then we have a little hamster agenda. So look at these guys. Seriously, have you ever seen so many cute hamsters? And you've even got one there with like candy cane. This guy has presents. This guy's dancing. Oh my gosh. I was I know, aren't they cute, Victoria? I was looking on how to color hamsters on Google. And so if you ever have stamp sets that you're not sure about coloring, you can just Google hamster cartoon images, and then you get a lot of different variations. And there is actually a lot of different color combinations that hamsters can be. And of course, you can color them any color because there's not really any rules. This one is tag size greetings, and I really like this one as well. You have all these sentiments that are great for everything. So you've got hello, you've got hugs, thanks, good vibes, welcome baby, handmade. I think this one is a really great one to have. Happy birthday. Kind of one of those ones I think you would always reach for. Then we have little agenda airplanes. Hello, Rosie. So these guys, look at these. Let's look at them with this set. They almost look like they could, well, this is an airplane and this is a hot air balloon. So I guess they could just be in the sky, which would be really cute. Hello, Renee. So for anybody who just hopped on, if there's anything you see now or on the replay that you want to pick up and you just want to make a note, please hold that for me. Then Sandy will go through and hold those and put those with your order. And oh, it looks like we're having some big markdowns about to hit the sale section. So that's awesome. So make sure you check out scrapshotz.com and go to the sale. So this one here is little airplanes. And oh my gosh, these are really, really cute. Look, you've got the little high that can go in the sky. You've got the little loop-de-loops, more clouds. Again, that rainbow would go really cute with these. This one I think is going to be a really big hit. This is the little agenda bus. Yeah, you and me both, Victoria. Just take it all, right? So you've got the bus, and then the little guys that sit in the bus and look out the window. Seriously, those are cute. And I wonder if they could even, yeah, you know what? I bet they could fit in this airplane too. See how they've got this little guy that fits in there? I bet all of these guys could fit in there. Just saying. Hello, Marilyn. So you've got your little stop sign, and you've got lots of little fun sentiments. These would be great as well to embellish your scrapbook pages for anything like field trips. I think that would be fun. Lots of really fun cards. This is little line agenda. And so these guys, you've got the little cats. Hello, Tamara. How are you? In the box, seriously, so cute. In the flower pots and in the presents. And then you've got all these sentiments. So this one is Little Line Agenda. And then we have some dies. Of course, Mama Elephant has amazing dies. So this one is in the clouds. So you can kind of see if you die cut that background, you've got the clouds hanging down. You could die cut it a couple times and then have a few layers. You've got the cloud die cuts and the sun die cut, which I think is a really great basic die set to have. And this one is just high. So you've got a great big high with some fabulous little hearts and stars and circles. And those are, so the circle I think could totally be, I'm guessing that you could probably use this on top for the little eye, but as well you could use these for shaker pieces, or just embellishing or cutting some things out of the background. And then we have Happy Birthday, which is a really great die. Those large dies are really fun for the front of your cards. And then you can add any of these little guys. They're always cute, like peeking over top of the letters. Hit the Road. This is a good one. It looks like it's long enough that it will fit on a slim line if you want to, or you can just cut it down to fit on a regular size card. And then you've got these little grooves that you can put them so that the little bus moves. And that is really cute. And then you have the grid planter. Again, this would be a really nice one. You could do something similar to this card here where you cut out your background and then you use all the little pieces inside to pop up and make your card. So that's Mama Elephant. There's a couple cards here that Rosie had made, and this one is the waffle flower large. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is because I don't have the die set right here, but it's the giant. It's got hey, hi, and maybe hello in it as well. So that's really cute. And if Rosie's on, you can tell me if this embossing folder was one that you were mentioning. And I meant to check the text that you sent me and I just got busy. Oversized hey, hi, hello. Okay, so you can see that it cuts the hi or the other words out. And then you also have the background that it cuts out. That's really fun, Rosie, what you did there with that. And this one is a Spellbinders and really great for graduation. So you've got hats off to you. And then she put congratulations. I love how you did the cloud. You could also do something with that Mama Elephant cloud frame, would be really cute as well. Hello, Julie. So those are cute. And I do not remember if there was something else you were telling me to show. So if there was, just remind me. And then, you guys, we have the kit. Let me just zoom out a little bit here so we can see everything before we get our card on the go. So the June kit for anybody who is signed up. Okay. This is going to be the kit. So we're going to look at this first and then I'll show you the add-ons. So if you want cake, perfect. Me too. I know, I'm totally craving cake. What's your favorite cake, everybody? I love those Crave cupcakes. I don't know if everybody has them around, but it's like they're amazing. I don't usually bake cake, so. Okay, so this is the June kit, and if you're a Kit Club member, then you're going to receive this for June. So it's an amazing deal. It's always an amazing deal, and you get really great products that are combined to just be very beautiful. German chocolate or McCain's cake. Those McCain's cakes are good, aren't they? I remember those. And if you want to sign up, then you sign up for 3 months, and you'll never be disappointed with the collections that Sandy brings in. And then you can just go month to month after that and decide. But honestly, I love every one of the kits that I've seen. So the cardstock, there's 6 pieces in, and they might differ a little bit. They might end up being changed the color a little bit. So they might not be exactly this color, but they're going to be something that matches perfectly. So there's going to be 6 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. You're so excited, Tamara? Yes. We've got the Farmhouse Summer collection by Cartabella. And it is a really beautiful, soft summer colors, a little bit different than some of the ones that we've seen lately with really nice bright colors. I really think it's just such a nice vibe. I love them all, but I really love the soft summery colors. It makes you feel like just relaxing, putting your feet up, watching your kids run through the sprinkler. So Carta Bella has amazing papers. They are textured, and I don't know if you can tell by looking at them, but they're quite thick and they have a beautiful texture on them. That's what I love about Carta Bella papers. So you're going to get this 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and all the images are going to coordinate. Hello, Heidi. I've got little banners. I love the rocking chair, the little like farmhouse elements, farmhouse vibe. So that is very nice. That's the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. Then we have, I think there's 12 different papers. So I'm just going to briefly show you the colors. This is a really nice tone and tone, the yellow, and then that beautiful floral. Then here we've got cut aparts, which I love. If you're doing pocket pages, they're easy to pop in, or if you're doing those flip books, put them in the little pockets. But if you're just doing, regular traditional 12 by 12, or even your 8.5 by 11 or traveler's notebooks, these are great just to layer on as elements. Or you can die cut pictures out of them, fussy cut them out. So I love all the images you get on those. And then this is really beautiful, this blue check background. There's another blue plaid. And then these really beautiful soft plants, soft colors. And we have another floral there with the red and the yellow and blue. I think those are bluebells. And then a red check. That's nice. This is the 4x4 cut apart sheet. That is very nice. Lots of really nice images. And sometimes I like putting pictures across my page, and then I'll put, 2 4x4 and then add one of these in the center. And then you've got a black and white, and it has the weather vane and all the different weather vanes. This one is very beautiful, and it looks like watercolor. I even think this would be lovely as a card front, and then just a sentiment over top. And then another different type of blue plaid. Here we've got some plaid with all of those colors. And I like that. It looks like a cross stitch with the green. Hello, Denise. Hopefully nothing is... Sorry guys, you can look at this beautiful paper while I send you a message. Hopefully he can call them right away. Sorry guys, one sec. There. All right, so we've got this cut apart page. Oh, and those are nice. You have some cut aparts here with words on it and some florals. And then we have a really pretty soft white background. No worries. If he can't call, I might just call and then pop right back on, but I'll see if he answers me. And then a darker green. Oh, those are nice that you can cut out the tags and embellish with those. And those are very nice. I love that wreath. And then you could add in dates or write things in or stamps. Then this is a pretty blue background with the farmhouse, or it could be a barn. And then another plaid. There's a lot of paper there. And then these are some beautiful cut apart images. That's so nice. Homemade with love. Those would be great for cards as well. And then you have the barn doors. So that's the paper and the sticker sheet. And then you have the chipboard phrases. So this is, these are chipboard, they're not stickers. You can, sorry, I'm just texting my daughter back. She's at school, so I'm getting her to check on the other kid because it obviously wasn't her. And these ones you can pop up, you can glue them. It doesn't have adhesive on. You can do, add them whichever way that you want, which is fine with me because I always add a little bit of glue anyways. So, one sec. Then enamel dots, you're going to get half with your kit. And then I'm sure that probably the enamel dots are an add-on, and maybe scrap shots, you can let me know. And then you would just add on the rest of the enamel dots if you wanted the full pack. So half a pack of those. Then we have these puffy stickers, which are beautiful. I love puffy stickers. And we've got all this ephemera. So this is all in the kit. So Victoria wants the other half of the dots for her kit. I love those dots, and I love that they are perfectly matched to the kit. And I'm going to show you the add-ons here. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just having this conversation with my other daughter, asking her to go to the office and check on Erica. Yes, this is where it gets dangerous, the add-ons. They're so nice. All right, and there's a ton of these. So this is the sticker book, and I wanted to show you guys the sticker book. So there's how many stickers? 16 pages of stickers. So I'm guessing there's 2 of each. And the sticker books, you never really appreciate how amazing they are until you get a really good look at them. So this one is all full of letters. You've got numbers and the images. And they're all images and words that coordinate. I love these kind of, I think that's like a boxwood wreath or something. And then we have lots of sentiments, labels. Oh, I think I know why the office called. Okay. And then we've got the doors. Yeah, it's definitely a whole different vibe than last month's kit. So which I like. I like that you have, sometimes you feel like you want to pull out um, those bright colors, and sometimes you feel like more of a muted tone, or if you have some colors in your photos that are going to go with these colors, then you can pull this one out. This is very beautiful. It's a really gorgeous kit. Come sit and stay a while. These are nice too for making cards. So usually then another full sheet of stickers. So I think it's a really great deal when you consider how much you get, as well as you get those alphas, then you get them all again. I also like that you get doubles so that you don't feel bad about using them, right? So that is the sticker book. And then if you're a Kit Club member, you get a discount on your add-ons. which is really nice. We've got two different washies that coordinate with that line. And this one is the farmhouse images. And this one is a beautiful floral with like a dark, kind of a green background. So that's really pretty. So those are the two washies. This one is let me see if it says what the name of it is, Farmhouses. And this one would be Summer Floral. Then we've got the frames and tags. So in your kit, you've got the ephemera. So this is the one that comes with the kit. This one here, the ephemera pieces. And this one is the summer frames and tags. So you've got some of these are, you can pop out the center and put your pictures or whatever you want inside. And you've got frames and tags. This one here is adhesive brads. So you've got the little brads, but they're adhesive and you don't have to try and poke them through your paper and kill yourself doing that. Just remember, add-ons already have a sale price added, so the discount doesn't work as they are already discounted more than 10%. Yep. So these are the brads, and then you've got the chipboard elements as well. So you can just stick them on, and they look like brads, which I think they should have done all along, right? This one here is the stencil. So we've got the floral stencil. That's very pretty, and I'm guessing kind of matches, yeah, the look of the florals that are in the kit. There's two stamps that coordinate. So there's Bless This House stamp set. And this one has a little label here, which I think is fun for many different things. Hello, Irene. For anybody who's just popping on, I'm showing the Kit Club add-ons. The Kit Club for this month is Farmhouse Summer with Cartabella. These are the add-ons if you're a Kit Club member. And if you want anything and want to comment, then Sandy will put those aside for you. This one, I love this font too, like the handwritten. Bless this house, this is our home. Wonderful life together, that's very nice. Hello, Cynthia. And then this one here is Homemade with Love. I love anything that says homemade. And there's kind of those flowers that coordinate with that stencil. Lots of different images and sentiments. And we have the Farmhouse Summer paper pad. And I didn't open this up, but it's all the same papers as we looked at, only on a smaller scale. So that's the paper pad. Then we've got two different types of chipboard here. So the chipboard that you get in your kit is chipboard phrases. Give you a look at that. This one's the kit one. And then these are the other two that are available. So chipboard frames, and I love how they put everything inside of each other. So it is very well designed. Got lots of frames, and then these inside pieces that are great to add as embellishments. And then we have the chipboard accents with the farmhouse and all those images that are on our paper. I love the trucks. I think those never get old today. Is there a discount today? I don't think so. Sandy, maybe you can answer that. I think when Sandy said discount, I think it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think if you have a kit, if you're a Kit Club member, then you have a discount that you can use, but the add-ons are discounted already. So of course it's for regular price products. Tuesday is going to be 10% Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. And there's lots of things that are still being added to the store. So don't forget to shop on Tuesday with, can you see my pants? Oh my God. I am still in my pajamas. I feel like I have been, if you saw me right now, you'd think this girl is a disaster. I feel like I've been going all week like 100 miles an hour with my hair on fire. And I was going to take a shower before this, and there was just no time. It was either eat something or have a shower. So I'm like, you know what? The pajamas stay on. It's going to stay. Yeah. This is that 12 by 12 combo sticker sheet. No judgment. I know you guys don't care. That's why I told you, because I know there's no judgment. Erica had to go to the dentist yesterday, and so her teeth have just been a disaster. Like, they took the fluoride out of the water just before she was born, and I swear that has to do with it. Hey, Karen. And she has had cavities like every visit. I feel like I want to scream. And Amy's had none, and they both do the same thing. So she had to have nitrous oxide because she's, it's had so many fillings that now she feels quite nervous about it. And it was just a whole thing yesterday. But we're through that. So this is the same sticker sheet that is in your kit. I know, but at least she got the filling done and it was uneventful. So yeah, at least it's done, right? But that took up quite a bit of my time. So, and then Monday, I was asked like last minute to volunteer with Amy's track and field, and it was miserable on Monday. And so I spent the day outside, like the full entire day in a winter coat. I wasn't cold because I was very warmly dressed, but it was like a full day. Yeah. This one is the Coordinating Solids paper pack. This is the last one I have to show you. And of course, those enamel dots, the other half. The colors are beautiful. And I like having these just so you've got the really nice textured cardstock. I like having these on hand just in my stash because it's nice to have that really great cardstock. So those are your add-ons if you're a Kid Club member. And there's also a spot on the website if you're not a Kid Club member and you want to just have a look and if you have some questions, and if you just want to find out what it's about, or certainly you can send an email to sandy@scrapshotz.com, and we can answer everything. And yes, we are the sponsor of Why Not Win Wednesday with Creative Scrapbooker. So if you go to Instagram, and it might be on Facebook too, I'm not sure. I did see it on Instagram. You comment on Creative Scrapbooker Magazine's post, and there's a few little instructions to follow us and follow them. And there is an amazing prize pack. It's the Splendid kit, which was actually the kit of the month last month. And it's a whole prize pack that Scrap Shotz is sponsoring, and they will pick a winner on Friday. Yeah, it's a really great prize, and that collection is just beautiful. And at SCB magazine, or did you mean, am I missing that? I think it was just Creative Scrapbooker. Yeah. You're saying Scrapbooker Creative, like French, Sandy, maybe. Okay, so we're going to make our birthday card. We've got this fun shaped card that's cut out of some cardstock. And you can see I just cut it with this. Now this is longer than my plate, right? And so I just ran it through, went back, turned it around, ran it through, went back. So if you ever have slim lines or anything that's too long for your plate, that's what you can do. And we're just going to fold it on our score line. And then we've got our adorable cake-shaped card. Okay, we've got, you could go ahead and you could cut these little layers, but we are going to do a little bit of ink blending because I thought that would look nice. So let me just turn those the way that, you know, there's always like a back side when you die cut stuff. So the colors that I got here, rainbow colors, but I'm using pink instead of red, but you could go with a traditional rainbow color. Grab a couple wipes here. This is a really great dye. And this is a nice way to kind of customize it if you had certain colors that you wanted, or if it was like for graduation or something that had specific colors and you wanted to use a specific color combination, that would be fun. And I think ink blending is one of those things that it's just very calming and relaxing. You could also put a little bit of adhesive on the back, or I don't have it right in front of me, but that media grip Tim Holtz mat would be really great. I was using that on Tuesday. So you could just put that on and it would just have enough stickiness to hold it, or even the waffle flower mat. So I should have brought those up, but I was not thinking about that. So we've got pink. That one was Kitsch Flamingo. The media grip, I'm really impressed with it. And I love that you can cut it to be whatever size you want. So then we've got carved pumpkin for our orange. I think I had lots of ink on my brush because it's going on very easily. I also like how when you ink stuff up, it's a little bit darker around the edges. So you could also, if you had some backgrounds that you've done, either like jelly plate backgrounds or sprays, you could cut those. So what this does, yes, you can cut it to size. This just cuts out a whole bunch at once. So you could cut out some different backgrounds and then mix and match them. Okay, and then we have squeezed lemonade, which I think is a nice bright summer color. Okay, so that's your lemonade. And the blending brushes make it nice and easy as well to do that. This one is Twisted Citron. If you're not sure about color combinations, you can always go to Pinterest and you can look up like summer color combos or blue color combos, and you will get kind of like a paint swatch kind of picture and there'll be lots of different colors that you can choose from, and then you'll get an idea if that's what you're looking for. You can also search for Distress Oxide color blends and find some blends that look really nice together. This would also be nice if you did blend a whole piece of paper and then just use that to cut it out, and you'd have some of those colors on each, like a mixture of colors on each little piece of your cake. Your filling, I guess this is your filling, right? So we went, I had posted some pictures on my Instagram, but we went to Cross Iron, and that's in Calgary, or Airdrie, and then we got cake. Try not to bend your paper. We got cake from the cake machine. So if you didn't see that, make sure you check my Instagram. And we got, I think we got carrot cake, but they did have a cake there that was rainbow, and it looked amazing. And the carrot cake, so this is just a machine that's like a cooler, and you buy the cake. It's like $10 for a slice of cake, and we walked by it a couple times, and then we're like, we have to try the cake. So we bought the cake, and it was amazing. And you'd pay $10 for like a nice dessert at a restaurant, right? This was a huge piece of cake. It was tasted incredible. So then we're just going to glue this on. I did bend this a little bit, but it's okay. So I think you could even cut your background out of, brown, or ink it brown if you wanted chocolate cake. So every time I make this cake, I think about that cake at Cross Iron, and I think I need to go back and buy the other. Well, there's lots of different flavors, but buy the one that was the rainbow one. So if anybody else has tried that cake machine, let me know. It's definitely worth it. Okay, we've got yellow. And you can see where these go because there's little grooves in the paper from the die cut. We also have more of that art glitter glue back in stock. It was out of stock for a long time. So I definitely like stocking up when it comes back in. You saw the Cake Boss brand machine in Vegas. Yeah, that it is the Cake Boss. Okay, so we've got our main layers. Then we want to put a fun little topping on, I guess it would be, oh, and the tips are back in stock. So if you've been looking for a tip, I have a different pin in there. But grab it now, the metal tips, and you just replace those. Every time you get a new glue bottle, you don't throw them away, you just put them on your new one. So you can put, we have yellow on there. I guess you could go with stripes as well. You could, I saw somebody had put on their cake, I think it was more of a neutral color, and then they used something and did like crisscrosses on the cake to make it look like drizzled. Or you could do your colored glitter drops and drizzle it. That would look really neat. So let's do pink for this one. So all you're going to do is take your die, and we are going to die cut this top piece, and we're just going to cut around it. So when I find my scissors. Okay, then we can run this through. Okay, so we've got our piece and you can see that it cuts out right around the top and then it scores the other lines. So what we want to do is just follow those lines. I'm just trying to find my other scissors for when I want to use foam tape. There they are. Okay. And we're just going to cut right around that. And that gives us a piece that's going to fit right on that perfectly. So I love that there's lots of different ways you can decorate this. Honeybee Stamps also has a ton of ideas on their Instagram and their website. So if you're ever looking for ideas with their products, they always have lots of inspiration. So that's that part of our cake. And then I thought we could use this opal polish. This is the copper pearl. So we're going to put a little bit of that on. And when you finish using your copper pearl, you can just spray this and it stays nice and moist. You can rinse it out, but really I don't bother. Even earlier today, like I pulled it out and it was a little dry and hard, and I just rinsed it under the water and popped it back in here like half an hour ago, and it's perfect now. So you can do the same thing with the paste that's in here. Is that if you ever find that it's drying out, any of these opal polishes or the little pots of the opal blaze, if they seem dry, give them a really great spray with water and close them up, and they will be perfect. They'll come right back to life. These are also really nice. They clean up really easily, which I like. Okay, I didn't bring my heat gun up, so we're just going to let that dry. And if you can see, it just gives this little bit of this nice pearly finish. So then we look like we have a pearl paper. And when you're going to take the tops off, if you just pull them to the side a couple times, they loosen up and they come off really nice and easily. So I'll put that there, and I was gonna grab my glue gun, not my glue gun, my heat gun, but I forgot. So you know what, I'm sitting right beside the vent, and if it stays there, I'm just gonna let it dry. Okay, and then we're gonna take our sentiments and we're going to stamp those. So we're going to use the happy. You could even have happy, but I felt like I didn't want to cover up a lot of my cake. So we'll just stamp, and I had a little trick for the happy, because you can use the happy with all the different words. So we're going to do wishing you a, and then this even has Valentine's, happy holidays, happy Easter. So you could do those in all kinds of different colors. That birthday, and then we are going to do on, let's see, we're going to take the happy from this one, from the Happy Mother's Day, from this Queen Bee stamp set. If we had a bee that was on there, we could even do Hat Bee, which would be cute. And then we'll use the dies to cut them all out. So I think that we might have this back in stock, Altenew Obsidian Pigment ink. And it is one of my favorites for stamping sentiments. I feel like it always gives you a really nice impression. I'll just wipe those off. So, Victoria, are you feeling like you're looking forward to the end of school with your kiddos, or is it coming too soon? I like being off for the summer with the kids, but sometimes I feel like Erica really needs structure in her day, or she needs to be entertained. So sometimes that's challenging. Okay, so we've got our sentiments. It did go by so fast. And then let me find the little dies for this. Okay, we're going to use this. I'm going to show you a trick to find the dies as well. You make face products for the teacher, over 20 gift bags of face wash. Wow, and your cellar wash. So you're making 50 bottles of product. Wow. And we had our staff appreciation lunch, and I baked something for it, and I thought about making 50 cards, and I just thought I can't do it. So I didn't, but I do feel a little bit guilty not doing it. I think you can make something that's kind of a nice thing to do. Okay, so when you're looking for your dies, if you turn them over, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell, and then you kind of line them up from the back with any of your dies that have those little dies that kind of all seem to look alike. That's an easy way to figure it out. It seems easier than trying to pick them off and find out what's fitting. I also really like, we're going to cut out the whole thing and then we'll adjust it. I really like this Spellbinders Best Ever craft tape. It is busy. Hello, Georgette. Okay. You can get this out of the package. Sometimes there's just a little bit of tape that holds on there. Okay, so we need the Wishing You A. So there it is. And then we need birthday. There we go. And you can also, if you're putting them on some magnets or something, you could stamp out the sentiments and then kind of line them up with the dies when you put your magnets down. That's helpful as well if you don't want to spend time looking for them. Okay. I find you can reuse that craft tape quite a bit. And I'm still loving my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cut machine. I feel like it usually, like, always works just in one pass. Okay, so we've got birthday. And then Happy Mother's Day, which we're going to adjust. And wishing you, which my die cut moved a little bit. You know what? We're just going to go with it. All right, so we're going to put that at an angle, and these 3D foam strips are very handy. Especially for anything that's a little thinner that you don't want to have to piece a whole bunch of stuff together. Or cut lots of strips. I use my big roll a lot, my big roll of the foam tape, and it's made by the scrapbook adhesives, so it's the same width or height. And for this one, we're going to cut this a little bit. We're going to put that guy kind of there, so we'll do that first. Oops. And then we've got happy, and let's see here. So all we're going to do with this is just kind of cut around and follow that kind of bubble letter effect. There we go. So definitely you can mix and match your stamp sets. I find Lawn Fawn 2 always has lots of great sentiments. Okay, so we've got happy. Let's check on our, okay, here's our paper is dry. Putting it on the vent worked, and if you can see, there's a bit of a shimmer, like a pearly shimmer, so it looks like you have that pearl paper. Let me move this stuff out of the way. So we're going to do our whipped cream out of the pearl paper. And I suppose you could do your whipped cream really any color, or it could be frosting. It doesn't have to be whipped cream. So there's our little pearly whipped cream pieces. And so on these ones, and I think I might do the same thing, I just added a little bit of an off-white marker just to give it that extra color. This is just a Copic. Just some, almost some shadowing. And this is kind of where you can add the details and the glitter. Just kind of zhuzh it up. Okay, so we're going to have this sticking off the top a little bit, but this will fit in an A2 size envelope. And you could pop them up too if you felt like you wanted them popped up. Okay, then I grabbed some White Blizzard glitter. It's the Nouveau Drops, and it's just clear but glittery. And I'm just going to add a little bit because why not, right? Add a little bit of glitter on there. There's even some little, I want to say sequins, but you don't put sequins on your cake. I can't think of what they're called. If you weren't putting sequins on your cake, what would you call it? Then we're going to add our gems. Obviously, I'm not a baker. Sprinkles. Yes, thank you, Irene. Honestly. So you can even put little sprinkles on there. And I did cut some out. I was just playing around with some of that mirrored cardstock. And look how cute they are. They would be really cute. And thank you, guys. And you could put them like in a shaker card too. That would be cute. So these are over the rainbow of those Lucy's little things from Lucy's Cards. And Sandy ordered these from the UK. This lady has a whole bunch of sequin mixes. So Scrap Shotz brought those in, and there's a whole bunch in the store, different colors. So the ones that I have are these rainbow ones, and there's a few different rainbow variations. I've also got the glass, which I've used quite a bit. Yes, this would be a really fun shape. Mermazing, and that's purple and blue. So there's lots of different ones in there. But that's my oldest daughter, so I know, well, hopefully there's no emergency, but she can take care of herself. So we've got, I thought what I would do is just kind of pick out a color to match each of the layers. And I've even found there's some clear glass hearts in this one, which I think is really cute. So I think I told you guys that my oldest daughter's getting married next weekend. And she called me last week and just said, no, not last week, Monday, and said her dress was being altered. So she took it to a lady. It was a recommendation from someone. And she had bought her dress and just needed the sleeves fixed a little bit on the cuff. And she said, the lady cut off 4 inches off the sleeves. And she was like, why did you do that? And the lady's like, I thought we talked about that. And Stephanie's like, we did not. We never talked about that. So she's like, what are you going to do? And the lady said, well, I'll go buy some fabric. And she bought fabric. And then she got home and did something with the fabric and said, no, sorry, that's not working. I want my little, okay, yes. So now I have to go buy more fabric. And then Stephanie said, I'm coming over. we're gonna have a look at the dress and just see what's going on. And she said, like, the dress, there's no way she could even wear it like that. So she just said to the lady, I'm gonna take the dress now. And thankfully she found a friend of hers whose mom has made wedding dresses before. So she thinks she can fix it. But this is like a week and a half before the wedding. I know. I don't, she's like, we never talked about doing that, like cutting things off the sleeves. She doesn't even know, but she didn't want to get mad at the lady because she said it's this older lady who's doing sewing from her home. And she just like, oh my gosh. So I'm just adding a few. But anyway, I thought she handled it really well because I think most people at that point, like you're this close to your wedding and someone has ruined your wedding dress. Most people just could not handle that. It's blue, but I think we need maybe more of a purple. There. Yeah, so hopefully it goes well. But the wedding will go well. She knows that she's, this is the point of the wedding is for them to get married, and it's not about what is exactly, gone wrong with any kind of little thing. And so I think she's handling it very well. You snapped. I know. Well, myself, I'm like, you need to talk to that lady and get the money back for your dress. And she's like, no. So here is the cake. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be really fun, and we're going to have family pictures done as well. And so I'm really looking forward to it. That's next weekend. So it'll be great. There is our beautiful layered cake with our sequins. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for staying and visiting with me while I craft. I really love these triangle trays as well. Nice for putting your sequins back in. Thank you. So yeah, if anybody wants to watch the replay, if there's anything you want, you can either pop over to the store, check it out. You can comment there, and Scrap Shotz will set that aside for you. I think Sandy's getting all unpacked from the show. She's probably on top of it. She's pretty fast. And there's lots of new stuff going into the shop. Check the sale stuff because I know she's marking tons down. And then on Tuesday, there's also 10% Tuesday, and you'll be able to get an extra discount off your products in the shop. And there's a few exceptions, but most everything is on sale. So thanks, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.